Losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Prescott. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Drake. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Well, they gave the 60-yarder a try, didn't make it, and now they're in a tough position defensively. This offense has it in midfield. Derrick Henry. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
319! A first down carry for Henry. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And I think the ball's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, he couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now on first down, Drake again. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
A second down throw for Prescott. Going deep here for Landry. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I'm impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple, and that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
On second down, here's Henry, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them, and here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Jackson caught here by Conley. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On third down, Jackson. He may try and run for this. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. The pitch to Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now a handoff to Henry. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. The open man is Shark. It's complete. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Shane Ray in to drop him behind the line. And that's a loss of a yard. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Goes underneath for Henry. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Shark's got it, left side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for set. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, 14 yards. And the Ravens are in for 6. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, Drake, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On the give, this is Drake. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jackson on 2nd down. McConley's got it over the middle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right, because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Eluding the pressure right. Finding room to the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Jackson buying time to his left. That is caught inside the 5. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Over!
On second down, here's Jackson being chased out left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
From the gun, Jackson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. They'll go with the keeper, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Now that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Prescott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Joey Bosa in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Prescott to throw it. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. First kick 47. This one looks good as well. Fielded just inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! Detroit!
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we have reached an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Jerick McKinnon now to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Again to Henry. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
This is Henry. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Barrett, on the tackle.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Flushed out right, and it's complete. Henry, and he is tackled inside the 4. Not quite to the 35.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
Here's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Shane Ray in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Flush to his right. A dump down to McKinnon. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Henry. And they're running right through it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. To throw is Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Rodgers. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. To throw is Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Drake. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Prescott under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the number 1 spot.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
To return, it's McKinnon. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. And maybe for them at this stage, it's sort of put up or shut up time. They need to stop trailing here.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that one. They've got to go out there now and put an end to what's been going on in this ball game where they've just given up points, got pushed around, so to speak, during this contest. They've got to find a way to end it right.
And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run with Henry. Oh, he bowls over him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, He's a lot to bring down.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Jackson. Forced out to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they had down to what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. DJ Chark, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be.
Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's picked up by the Ravens. 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC.
There we go. 180.
On 1st and 10, Prescott throwing the out route incomplete. It's Davis. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
False start, offense.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Prescott from the gun. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. There defensively to break that one up, Ken Crawley.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down throw for Prescott. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To the air again, Prescott. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. They'll get just a couple, but the sticks move again. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Prescott yet again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there at 22.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And again, it's Prescott. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Wide 80. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
That's been a tough day, but they finally were able to get one into the end zone, and maybe the offense will feel a little bit better about itself going into next week.
And if you're a coach taking that into next week, I know you're upset, but it is a little bit more respectable, somewhat of a moral victory, right?
Yeah, they probably won't say a lot of that to the team, but it is true. It's something for them to build on, and then they can call their mom and tell her, hey, Mom, for your fantasy points, we got you a few down the stretch.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Now they get a 4th quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll throw again. Prescott. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. It's complete, right side to Benjamin.
Holding, offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Prescott now on 2nd down. This complete to Lockett. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now Prescott. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling in whether you want to.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. DJ Chark with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. And not the start that he expected. You look at the numbers, though, he's got back here to his elite level.
And I get the sense that the defense game planned a little bit different than what he expected. You know, he had an idea from watching tape what he should expect. They changed things up on him a little bit and caused that slow start. But the best ones, they take it as a challenge, and they come fighting back. And that's exactly what we saw there.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there, 78 yards. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points. But he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Ravens on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Detroit!
Jackson from the shotgun. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
The Ravens on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Jackson will throw again. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Bengals will get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the